It says we're live.
Yeah, live. Okay, let's see here. So it's Pie Day, and envy us, Cedar Brothers Pie.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be Wolfie Pie. Well, if you would,
3.14161.
yeah, if you would like to keep the air conditioner running, please donate here. All funds graciously accepted because it's Texas. We need the AC, folks.
Yeah, today.
Oh,
Tomorrow we may need the heater.
maybe not tomorrow. If you like coffee, talk to these guys. These guys right here. When you do, be sure you let them know you heard about it from us. We like to support the people that support us by sending us free coffee. It keeps people unstabulated. Smart ass t-shirts. Go here for smart ass t-shirts. I can't get it. There you go. AmongTheLeavesTees.com. And I've got pie. So we have various stuff to talk about. The Rita Fox is here to keep us on whatever.
The first thing, though, I've got a friggin' rant, which is going to piss off all the Army people. As of Monday, West Point has taken duty, honor, and country out of
that's
their...
a little overblown.
No, it's not. They've changed it to quote unquote Army values.
How long has it been in the how long has it been there?
Since day one.
Since 1998.
Honor, duty, and...
That's the motto. The motto has not changed. What they're talking about has been changed 8 times, and duty, honor, country was added in 1998.
I think it actually goes back further than that.
The mission statement does.
Yeah.
But duty, honor, country was only added in 1998.
I would, well, whatever. Anyway, still, it's bullshit.
Well,
So,
I'll give you that. But
yeah.
Let's not get all wrapped around the axle about the fact they changed the mission statement. That's changed 8 times in the history of West Point. And I say the duty, honor, country wasn't even in there until 1998.
Yeah, I still think it goes back further than that because...
The motto does, but the motto hasn't changed.
Yeah. Yeah, Ian went to the barber.
And
Anyway, we've got 2 books, well, 3 books actually, to flog. First, of course, is Moggy's 3.
Went live early again.
Yes, so
When
it is out there. You can buy it.
You can now buy Moggy's 3.
Yep.
Of course, if we were expecting it to be early, it would have been 3 weeks late. But
Yeah.
Amazon hates us.
Yeah.
Moggy's in space, a galaxy far
away.
Rita's titles are brilliant.
Yes, they are, aren't they?
Needless to say, I don't write cat stories other than 101 uses for a dead cat. But Alma Boykin has a 3rd book in her Elect series out.
So that's 3 this week.
Yeah. Wolves of the Woods.
Yes. No, I really am enjoying the this series
Yes.
because it's an interesting glimpse into the European forest from an angle I don't usually get.
Yeah. And she is an excellent writer.
Oh,
She is.
yes.
And prolific.
And prolific, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3rd book is Tales of the Apocalypse from 3 Ravens.
Which Jim is in, by the way. Hint, hint.
Yeah, I do have a story in there about what happens when you get zombies in West Texas.
Mm. Happy hunting.
Target rich environment.
Yeah. Yeah, especially for the Longhorns.
Oh.
Ooh, I love it.
Oh.
So I also have a little story out on Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. Farm Wife went live,
Woohoo.
which is a short story in my Blue Hills Western Romance series.
All right.
So
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
Is it really science fiction when you write about zombies in West Texas? Because that's just like summer.
is Dawn on there?
Oh, did she send something else?
I don't
I haven't
say.
seen her yet.
Don, are you on here?
Well, we'll wait until Dawn shows up. But
Uh-oh.
she sent a belated birthday present to Ian. She sent it to my house so I could deliver it.
Oh, Don is here.
person.
Bink,
Dawn is
Don.
here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right then. Here you go, sir. We'll move the pie a little. Yes, I know what's in it. So
It's not ticking.
Do I need to
need
blow it?
post all those books. I'm going to post all those books in the
Do I need to blow it in place?
Ew, that's what she said. Anyway.
Oh, you went there. Oh, she went there.
You just left that right out there.
Yeah.
You deserve that. So.
Yep.
Ew. What the hell?
Oh my God, it's a dead
that
squirrel.
is a squoozy.
Look at this.
It's a can koozie made out of a taxidermied squirrel.
Dawn knows me. Oh, Dawn knows
Now the
me.
question will be, which is drinking first, you or the squirrel?
Thank you, Dawn.
Great, more dead animals
Oh.
in the shop.
I can go home with him.
Summer in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Yeah.
now
Thank
you
you,
can
Dawn.
enjoy a nice cold can of squirrel juice.
Happy belated birthday, Ian. Here's a useful squirrel for you. Apparently, this is from Scraggly Bush Fur Products. I'm just not going any further past that.
No.
We've already had the she said joke for the
Yeah.
episode.
Oh God.
You get a squirrel whisker up your nose.
Yeah. Kinky. Scrap pack of cans. Yes. Well, Michael, we're on the new microphone, so I think it's working fairly well.
Wally says, "Dear God, that looks wrong."
It's so wrong.
Yeah, he was just saying directionally it might be interesting because it looks like it's aimed back a little bit as opposed to at you guys. So
No, it's aimed
Yeah.
correctly.
okay then.
I have to,
I think
I have to
Jim's
get,
been in to test it.
Yeah.
I have to get
No,
the
I
tail
think
out of the
so.
way
Cool.
when I sit it down. Otherwise, it's off balance. John is looking at me.
Jana is turning and walking off before she says something. Oh, my book of my book of short stories should be out hopefully next week if I'm lucky. I finished the new story in that, and I've gotten some rather interesting feedback from both the alpha and the beta readers on it. A lot of jargon in it, but I may have tried to do too much with the story.
Well, I will say this about the jargon. I was picking up what was happening from context.
Yeah.
Without necessarily needing to look up all the jargon.
Well, that was kind of, it's a combat story, basically.
Mhm.
And what I'm trying to do is show the camaraderie and the boredom that comes with anything in military aviation. And in the moments of sheer stark friggin' terror when you're trying to do shit like rescue people. And yeah, it moves fairly fast because in a rescue,
Things move fairly fast.
things move fairly fast. And everything is very truncated on the radios. So, yeah, I either succeeded or failed, and y'all will find out next week.
I may have to grow my beard back because my face is cold.
It'll get warm soon enough.
Face is cold.
You're going to be sweating your ass off and your face and other body parts.
You can always tie the squirrel to your chin.
Huh?
Well,
You can just strap the squirrel on for a while.
Yeah.
you realize that I'm going to be drinking out of this thing. Hey, Dad.
Thanks, Matt. I do appreciate that. If you've been in the military, you will understand the story. If you haven't been, you probably won't. But yeah, what the hell?
I understood the story, and I've not been in the military.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm military
Well,
adjacent.
You're
but
military adjacent, though. Uh,
I'm getting more military adjacent. I have been cleared to inform you that he could sign the enlistment papers this coming week, but he's kind of waiting to see. They're going to make him take a placement test.
Yeah.
If he wants to go nuke because he was homeschooled for most of high school.
Yeah.
But yes, his second choice is CBs, and then his third choice would be corpsman.
Yeah.
Oh, corpsman.
Corpsman.
I'm not sure I'd go corpsman right now.
I'm not sure I would either, but again,
That's-
this is the stubborn child that has decided that he wants nuke really, really badly, even though he does not love math.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the placement test will get his attention.
Yes. Yeah, his ASVAB scores were plenty good enough to put him in nuke.
Yeah.
And this is with him being sick and miserable with cold during all of this. He was not thrilled with the physical because evidently no one warned him how in depth it would be.
Oh,
Oh,
did he get his tonsils jiggled from the wrong end?
Sounds like it. He didn't go into detail, but he was.
hopefully the doctor
not
remembered to
thrilled.
take the ring off.
Yeah. I hadn't warned him because I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like the whole squat and cough in a room of 20 other naked guys.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right, Rick. Depth in very private places.
He went off with the recruiter up to Fort Sill, and evidently they doubled them up in hotel rooms.
Yeah.
So he spent.
Damn, that's better than we ever got.
We got thrown out of the Holiday Inn.
He spent an evening with a guy that's going into the Army, and they evidently hit it off real well and had a nice evening chatting and watching Guardians of the Galaxy together. So I'm like,
Yeah.
at least they didn't get into trouble.
Yeah.
Boy, things have changed since 1985 because we got thrown out of the Holiday Inn in downtown Dallas.
We never got in a friggin' hotel. We came out of MEPS, went on the bus, and rode the
This
damn
was
bus.
going to MEPS. We stayed in the Holiday Inn the night before we started MEPS.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why the hell we were bombing the Marine Corps down the pool with room furniture, but it seemed like a good idea at the time.
We went from induction to MEPS to the boot camp the same day.
I went MEPS induction. I did induction at basic.
Yeah, this was just the testing.
Yeah.
So
Raptor, that is a squirrel.
It's a birthday present from
Is it-
Don, who knows
it
me.
is a squoozy, a squirrel koozie.
It's a taxidermied squirrel. It's been turned into a koozie. Apparently, I'm breaking the chat.
Yeah.
That's Don's fault. Yeah. And then there was when I was I had to stay over from when they bussed me out from basic to AIT. So I had to overnight at a hotel, and they caught me fast roping out the third floor balcony with a fire hose.
Yeah.
Johan informs me that he does his swearing in induction. Is
Yeah,
that the
swearing
okay? And then they'll immediately load him on a bus and he'll be gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he was asking if I would please come to that, and I'm like, of course I'm going to that. He's like, it can only be parents. I can't have everybody. I'm like,
Nope.
no, that's
Parents
fine.
only. Yep, I remember.
So
Oh, really, Sir Brass? That is interesting.
What was that?
The remake of Shogun does not suck. It's entertaining and actually faithful to the book.
Huh.
ooh, okay, that's worth. Who did that?
I don't know.
No, maybe Sir Brass will know. I'm curious if it was one of the big studios or if it's one of these up and coming ones
Yeah.
that are
I
doing some
would
interesting
guess to be one of the up and coming ones. If
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Kerr, let's be honest. This isn't the oddest thing we've ever seen here.
Yeah. Hulu and FX.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, so definitely not one of the big
Yeah.
networks, but still not a small one either. you know.
So it's not driven by DEI or DIE.
Well, I don't know
Yeah.
because Netflix has done some stinkers.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because Netflix, they did Bright, and I really liked.
Oh, Bright was good.
Yeah.
I
Bright
really
was
liked
good.
that. I wanted to see more, and then we went off into Cuties, and I'm like, the heck.
Yeah.
I would like visual storytelling to be wonderful. It should be.
Hello, my name is Low Dog. You French kiss my squirrel. Prepare to die. And the ladies in the back start giggling.
Yeah. Claminate still holds the lead, though.
Oh,
Oh.
Claminays. Oh, the head pops back.
That's
Pez dispenser.
convenient.
Pez dispenser.
Oh, that was a wonderful moment this morning. Listening to the crackly, muffled Houston voice going, the Pez dispenser is open. And I'm like, yes, I love you people.
Yeah. For those of you that missed that, Starship launched again this morning.
Mm-hmm. Number 3.
Number 3, it did make it space. They did lose the bird on reentry. So they
Have data.
have
They're going
data.
to
They got
crunch data.
90% of what they wanted.
Yeah. No, they the really awesome thing, because I was watching the live feed.
Yeah.
And it's starting reentry and the plasma glow.
Yeah.
Oh,
And just
oh.
I get screenshots, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's glorious.
Did the entire controls command center explode into cheers when it exploded?
No, because
No.
they'd lost telemetry
It was too far
during
down range.
reentry, and basically it got to the point where it should have regained telemetry. It should have been subsonic,
Yeah.
No.
and nothing happened. And then about a minute later, they called it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the
So-
Japanese had one blow up about 5 seconds off the pad.
Ooh, that's
That
not
was-
a big trip.
That was interesting.
They're getting there.
Yeah, I'm sure they got frisky.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, the Starship number 3, they the heavy, the rocket end.
Booster.
I'm like, I lost a word. Booster. That was
Bustier.
jettisoned and was
Yes, that
supposed to
thing.
come. I'll remember that. It lifts things up.
Yes, it do.
But it became a lawn dart because they lost. It was supposed to fire off in
Yeah.
the inner ring of engines, and like 3, and then 2 went out, and the 1 is going, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but
Then separates.
they did, yes. They did good this morning. Yeah. I mean, at this speed, at this rate of success,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they're going to do really, really
This
well.
this was. I can remember back in the early days, Mercury Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been 10 years
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
to get 3 birds off,
Well, I
Mhm.
remember. I remember.
and
Getting,
every one of them blowing up on the pad.
I remember
Yeah.
getting an argument with a guy that was, all these explosions are proof that the private corporations shouldn't be involved in
No,
space exploration. No,
they're doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Push it till it explodes, and then figure out what went wrong,
Yeah.
and then push it past that to explodes, and then figure out what went wrong, and then push it past that point. That's how you get to space, folks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You write a
Ian clearly
column
is
of
not thinking about
explosions.
starships. He was not.
No, not so much. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I brought a bag full of books to
She did,
talk
yes.
to you guys about. So the viewers may or may not know, but the 3 ladies of the apocalypse, the 3 moms of the apocalypse, on the broadcast a while back, we did a couple of episodes talking about romance novels.
Covers in specific. There was one I
We're
watched.
talking specifically about cover design and just the aesthetics and what they can tell you at a glance. And we thought it would be amusing to do the same with you guys, but not with romance novels, with
No.
Western
No.
novels. And since I went to a big used bookstore or used book sale
Okay.
here in Wichita Falls recently, I rummaged through boxes and boxes of Western novels to pick out some really interesting ones for you guys.
Oh, I don't like it when you use that word.
Well, the thing is there's so many different. Actually, there's different genres of westerns.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
So I'm gonna show you. See, bag o' books.
Bag of books, literally.
Let's see here.
Yeah, Orion still has not really flown.
And we will start out with one that's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna show the chat
Oh.
real quick, and then I'll show you guys.
Yeah.
Let you look at
that's a standard.
Yep.
It's your bog standard Louis L'Amour Max brand pocketbook.
Yeah.
35,
Zane Grey.
35 to what? 45, 55,000 words.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
that.
Just a beach read.
Yeah.
And you've got the cover. The cover is pretty standard. You have generic Western scene, which
Yep.
quite honestly probably may or may not actually be in the book.
Horse, gun, cowboy.
Cowboy with hat and bandana and gun
Yep.
and a horse. Horse looking lovingly at the reader.
And the colors on that are you know at a glance
Yeah.
that that's a Western
Yep.
because you've got all those yellows and browns and
And the serif font
Yep.
on the spine, you can walk past this misshelved and know that doesn't belong in the science fiction.
Yeah.
I tell folks, listening to the ladies has been an education. Listening to Cedar and Courtney has been in an education of some stuff. And I didn't realize that fonts and colors signal genre as much as anything else does.
I'm actually going to show you all two books this time because these are the same house, the same style, very subtly different covers. And I'll give one to each of you.
Damn.
That's a little bit different. That's more of that pulpy
Yeah.
70s illustration. You're probably not, I didn't even try to take the stickers off because
Nope.
chances are you peel the paper on that is so cheap
Well,
that you're going to peel the cover right off.
These books were talk about mass market.
Dime
Yeah.
novels.
These are basically your dime novels.
Yeah.
Price originally was 20p in the UK.
USA was 75 cents.
75 cents. Wow. I mean,
That tells you the exchange rate back then too.
Yeah.
and I will guarantee you these are ghost. This guy, Cal Patton, probably didn't write it. This would be a stable of ghostwriters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that book is
And Mike Kennedy on this one.
that
Yeah.
book is 30, maybe 40,000 words.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can turn yours around, Jim. You can tell they're from the same house.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like this is an early version of the Mac Bolan books.
Yep.
It's a series of books churned out monthly by a stable of ghostwriters, and they slap a name on it and go.
Yeah. Cheap ass cover. Might be the title is Palomino. So that may have been what they were trying to do with the horse, is make it look like a Palomino.
Probably that kind of golden yellow color
Yeah.
there.
But it's basically a line drawing that they colored in,
Yeah,
and
So-
not well.
Rick T. Yeah, I'll guarantee the plot is formulaic, paint
Yeah.
by numbers, like Rick said.
Oh yeah. You knew exactly what you were getting.
Oh yeah.
When you got that book. I'm just looking for a cover artist like acknowledgement in this one, and there is not. I actually grabbed this one because I intend to read it. This was one of my favorite authors when I was a kid.
Oh, Willie McLeod.
McLeod Rain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, your standard 1970s and 1990s Western.
Yep.
You've got, you have cowboys, note the hats. You've got horses and you've got guns.
Yep.
That makes a Western.
And the difference here is that's all you really see. And it's repeated on the back,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit
along with
closer
a
up.
little bit of what the book is about. But notice it's very, very plain.
Yeah.
The only thing that really stands out are the two horses and two riders.
Well, also,
And they're also in the middle of a chase.
I'm willing to bet that that's from an era when Westerns were headed out.
Yeah, McLeod Rain was writing in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
But that's going to be
That's going to be a
much-
1970s.
That's going to be a reprint
Yeah.
of one of his early, because I used to have some of his older
Copyright
books.
1953 by William Rain.
Yeah. So he was
It's not that old though. That's a late
No.
reprint.
no, that's a late reprint.
That's going to be a
So,
1973 reprint,
yeah.
I'll bet you.
Yeah.
This one is again your what I would say a bog standard. But here, if you look at the author's name,
Yeah.
you could tell that that's a name that author's name is what they're wanting to
Yeah,
sell
yeah.
there.
Because the author's, you'll notice the author's name is much bigger than the actual
Mhm.
title.
Yeah. A killer rode free in the night while the law watched and helped him escape. So what you've got is you've got the classic cop sequence there for horseback. The horse obviously was pulled to a stop quickly, rears up, as the guy jumps off and grabs his pistol.
So you've got cowboy hat, gun, and horse,
And don't
and a
look
lot
at
of
it.
tan, a lot of tan,
A lot of tans and yellows.
buckskin.
And then
Yeah.
you get something like this where there's actually some interesting design going on with that particular cover.
I've never even heard of this guy. One of the great storytellers, Old West, Halloran. I've never heard of him. A bog standard Western.
Yep. I just thought it was interesting how they had the color blocks and the guys
Yeah.
almost like climbing out into
Yeah.
Yeah, he
the viewer's
actually
Breaking the
face.
fourth wall.
Yeah. That was
Like,
why I
like
grabbed
Nancy
that
says, he's coming out to get you,
one. Yeah, he's coming out to get you.
which is different. That's
Yeah, the warmer color palette in this one. But again, the horse, the hat, the gun.
Yep. Okay, now here we go with something a little bit different. And I think that y'all will see that this is a ringer.
okay. This is going to be a more modern one.
Very modern. I would say that was probably 90s. Maybe even in the early 2000s.
2003. Well spotted.
Yeah,
It's the
2003.
art and the colors.
Yeah, notice the colors. It's gotten a lot cooler.
hmm
Um,
Well, it's also not really a proper Western. That is a Western romance.
Yep.
You could tell from the cover art with the man and the woman and the way they're looking at each.
The other thing is, this would be a very, very busy cover to look at in a thumbnail.
oh yeah,
You wouldn't even see the troops in the background. And you might not see the man and woman.
Yeah, I think.
Well, you would see them. You might not see the horse.
Right. I think that they with the palisade behind them.
Yeah.
I think that it sinks in a little too much. There's not
Yeah.
enough contrast there. to
Sage
bring out the
River
art.
books. I've never even heard of Sage River as a Western, so I'm guessing that this is Western romance.
Well,
Yeah.
it's interesting because you get boxes and boxes of books, and they're all slapped together in this youth book sale,
Yeah.
and they're all labeled Western. But as I was rummaging through it, there was definitely some in there that were like, this next one caught my eye because this is the ultimate low effort cover art.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Zane Grey reprint.
It's a Zane Grey reprint with a photograph on the cover.
And not what the hell were they thinking about? Seriously? 1970. Yeah, that explains a lot. Terrible. This is a bloody awful cover, guys. Don't do that.
It's a good book, though.
That's Zane Grey. I mean,
Raiders of the Spanish.
he's right up there with Louis
Beats.
L'Amour.
This one takes the yellow, the warm to
But-
a whole nother level.
Let me go back to this one for
Okay,
one
yeah,
second.
go ahead.
But the other thing, notice, neither gun is pointed at the person,
Not the reader.
at the reader. That's a
One
no-no.
of them is actually all the way off onto the back cover and the spine.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah,
And-
which is kind of careful posing on their
Yeah.
part.
And this guy's about to, middle of a gunfight, and he has very carefully put his coat on the rough log so he can support his elbow without getting oopsies.
Yeah.
Wuss. This one, Frank O'Rourke.
Which we've already had him.
We've had one of these,
Yeah,
but good Lord, that's a
that is
yellow cover.
Yeah, there's
I
the other one
Yeah.
of his.
I think
so a little
Frank
bit-
O'Rourke may be a pen name, too.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
you may be right.
So that's the previous one that we saw of his, which was
Yeah.
a little more
See, now here's another one
Yeah.
where you've got front and back,
the
Same
art.
thing.
same picture
Yeah.
or same line drawing.
But
basically.
notice the font. It's a serif font.
Yeah.
Looks
Mhm.
Western.
Yeah, that font is very close to what I think of as the Louis L'Amour font.
Yeah.
Right.
So the next one, I reached down, I grabbed it because the colors are right, and then I looked at the title, and then I looked at all the accoutrements that went with it and read the back cover.
Well, okay. The pistol covers a Luger, which is actually for late westerns is not wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
But it's a Nero Wolf.
Yeah.
I get people all the time
Ding.
recently yakking because okay, on the cover we have 1 K-bar type knife, 2 1 Luger 9mm or 7.65 by German whatever. On the back it says 2 round trip plane tickets to Rome, false passports, a Colt 38.
It does say razor sharp knife, chocolate bars, and
Cyanide pills. That is not
a Colt.
a Colt 38.
Nor is there a chocolate bar there. There is a glass of wine. That cover, by the way, folks, has been damaged. All of the white that you're seeing on it is the result of probably having been in contact with a damp surface. And Ian has lost it again. What else? What else is back there?
Okay. Look real closely at the ass end, the breech of that Luger. Anybody noticing something might be a little wrong? They have an artist that doesn't know what a Luger looks like.
The artist may have been drawing off of a prop gun. May. I'm not exactly sure what an artist in that era would have been doing because honestly, the art on that cover is questionable.
It's an unholy union of a Nambu, a Beretta, and a Luger.
Yeah.
Look at that shit.
Thank you.
I've done similar things drawing guns that
Oh,
I didn't know what I was
Jesus.
doing.
The fuck was he trying to do there?
Create
And that's
something
not
that
it. That's
never
not even a
existed.
Luger.
No, it's up. It's looks like
Maybe it really is a 30.
looks like a Luger got really, really drunk and took a Nambu out under the bleachers
Yeah.
and did bad things to it. And 9 months later, you got that thing.
And a shitty copy of a Bowie.
Would that make it a son of a gun?
That's definitely
Yeah.
really.
No, this is more like a daughter of the gun.
Hey.
Next.
That's the unholy abortion of a
I thought this one was interesting.
what the shit.
That is
Well,
a
it's
really
a lot of
weird
tan.
perspective. Yeah, a lot of tan, a lot of. No, not Rita.
Not the Rita Fox.
Riding the range, guns blazing. Stranger who went by the name of Death.
Overblown a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And again,
It's
a
cool.
picture.
Is that a picture?
Yeah, it's a picture.
it's a photograph of a guy standing over another guy.
Who is apparently dead, but you don't see any blood.
Right, because sensors.
Yeah.
Teabag him, teabag him, teabag him.
And the
Like
back
what I
is
showed
plain.
So this is from Curtis Books. One
Not
of you-
my family.
One of your side hustles there, Jim?
No.
Oh, 1965. It was one of your side hustles.
My family has better sense than that.
The font is right-ish. The title, that's kind of a Western.
Yeah.
Kind of Western. But don't use pictures, guys. Just don't.
All right. This one's interesting.
Okay.
Stephen Overholser, and that little darling needs to put on a bra because that horse is
Ouch.
going.
Yes.
She's going to have black eyes after she's done. It's a new heroine from the old west. Okay, this is straying awfully awfully close to the mass-produced smut westerns.
Yeah.
When you got 955.
Like that one.
No. There were. The hell is that?
That is a Silhouette Desire, which is
This is a romance.
mass-produced Western smut.
This is a romance. Hiding is no, but there are several series of mass produced, churned out by ghostwriters, where you have the same hero, and then it's very formulaic. 20 pages in, must have sex with female.
That's
40
page 57.
and they mass produce them.
And what page does that book open to, Jim? If you flip through it.
Let me see what's on 57. It was all a blur to Sarah.
Cutsling load.
I thought these last two were interesting because my husband's reaction when he saw the bag and went, "Ooh, goodies," and dug through it looking, was he pulled out this Molly on the Outlaw Trail and showed me and said, "This is what killed the Westerns."
Yeah.
Because it's what cost the trust of the readers who were looking for an actual Western.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is close enough, if you don't look at the gal up there with her garter showing, that if you were in a hurry and needed a book to read,
Yeah.
and it's a Bantam book, you look at the back spine and that looks like a Western. And he said that when they started putting out stuff like that, he stopped picking them up because he was never sure what he was going to get.
Yeah.
And that is where you lose.
That's what killed.
Yeah.
This is what
I've seen those.
This is what killed the Western.
Mm.
Yeah.
There are several series
Yeah.
exactly like this, and the covers are pretty much identical. The title's always the name of the hero, in this case, Long Arm.
Yeah.
And some
Which arm we're not talking about, but
he went there. A whole bunch.
hell,
there-
they did long before I did.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch, and these are all churned out of basements.
Yeah.
And they're the formulaic ones.
Mhm.
You can most of it is half naked women on the front
Yeah.
that he's going to wind up banging sooner or later. And there were a lot of those come out. They're like 5 different series.
My point is that you had the publishers decided that Westerns weren't something, and romance has always been the big genre. So, and then we see this happen even now where romance is pushed and it pushes out the readers that want another genre, science fiction, fantasy, whatever, because there's nothing wrong with writing a romance. What the problem is when you break that reader trust by making a book look like one thing and inside it is something else.
Yeah.
Because that's the cover of my Western.
Mm-hmm.
And I went against convention with the title font, but the name font is actually the serif.
If you're used to Lula Moore, you would have picked this up.
Yeah.
You might have gone and picked this up when you're going for Lula Moore, and then you wouldn't go back.
Yeah, because I mean the back is the Bantam Rooster and it says Western. This was $1.95 when it was new. But that's why cover design is important, is because it gives your reader an idea of what's in there. And you don't want to lie with your cover.
Mm-mm.
You want to make sure that your cover is true to the reader expectations. So
Because once you lose a reader, if somebody's had a good experience, they're happy, but they tell very few people.
Yeah.
If somebody's had a bad experience,
This is a Lemoore cover. This is a late reprint Lemoore cover.
yeah, 80s at least.
yeah, well,
Yeah, 80s or
into the
90s.
I believe that's after he died. Reprint,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
But if somebody has a bad experience with your books or anything else, they'll tell everybody. This was in a marketing class I took way back when that somebody put me through. I forget who the hell it was. anyways, a good experience. People don't talk about it very much. They'll say, "Oh, I had a good experience," but they won't get out there. And this is pre-internet people. Hang on to your hats. They won't tell 50 of their friends to avoid you or buy the book. But man, you piss them off. They'll go out of the way to tell 50 of their friends not to buy your stuff.
Yeah, we had that in my Discord this morning. Mutual friend, you guys know him too. And he popped in and he's like, "Don't read this book. It was awful. If it wasn't on Kindle, I would have thrown it against the wall." So of course, all of us troop off to look at Amazon and the reviews because we were curious. And essentially, it was an award-nominated science fiction book that is a
Hugo.
I don't know. I didn't look that deeply into it, but reading the reviews, it is a retelling of Aladdin, the Disney Aladdin, not the original Aladdin. Because I actually think you could do retelling of Aladdin on a space station and then make that a heck of a lot of fun if you went back to the old books.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got books from the 1890s that are tales of Aladdin that would probably be interesting. But Disney Aladdin on a space station with political messaging,
No.
I can see why he almost broke his Kindle.
Yeah. No, Nancy, I'm not aware of anybody doing a pitch on cover art for the Writer's Cantina. We would really need to have a cover artist on that panel.
That would be a Cedar and Courtney panel.
But Cedar and Courtney aren't going to make it. So
Cedar would like to go to write.
Courtney will be there.
And
ask Courtney.
I actually would like to do Writer's Cantina. I can't make firm plans because I've got stuff that may require I can't leave home for more than a few hours at a time. But that's the one I want to go to because there's some people there I want to see. So
Rick, the original Arabian Nights are not politically correct. That
no, they are not.
No original fairy tale is politically correct.
I'm trying to remember the year the one edition that I have was published, 1891 maybe.
Yeah.
So it is definitely not politically correct.
No, but Writer's Cantina, if they don't have a panel on it, corner Courtney and Cedar together in the hall and do a hall panel. That's an education.
I am going to be doing. I've been workshopping book cover design in my Discord. There's actually a specific channel. So if anyone really wants to learn how, ping me and I'll get you an invite to that. Because I walk through as I'm creating a cover, I walk through what I'm doing and talk about why, and also talk about the tools that I use. But I also have written quite a few articles at the Mad Genius Club about cover design and everything from fonts to choosing art, where to find art. If you don't want to use AI, I'm using AI a lot these days, but stock art is still a valid choice. But Courtney and I were talking last night about this. I'm at the point where I'm probably going to wind up writing a book.
Yeah.
Because
Cedar has to write a book.
Yeah, we can actually do it at FinCon or PCon.
Whatever is she going to do?
Yeah. I mean, if they want to throw me on cover panels at PCon and FinCon, I'm more than happy to do that because this is something I'm really passionate about. Right now, I am practically giving covers away to new authors because I want them to succeed and to have an idea of what works before they just go out and randomly hire someone who will rip them off the way my first cover artist did. So there's what. Yes, there's like 13 books there. I wound up not adding any from my personal collection because I figured we all know what a Louis L'Amour cover looks like. I mean, I have a lot more than L'Amour, but
hint: if they send you a picture, you're getting ripped off.
Yeah, no, never use a photograph. I mean,
you can take a photograph, and you can do things with it in Photoshop or other art programs to make it not look like a photograph.
But you wouldn't ever want to use that photograph anyway. There's so many things wrong with that photograph.
Yeah, and Richard brings up a good point. If you've got a whole bunch of paperback books or other books you don't need or don't read, donate them to the VA.
Yeah.
The VA hospitals. I donated well over 200 titles, both paperback and hardback.
Yeah.
When I retired, just so I didn't have to pack them out.
So the book sale that I bought all of these and a bunch of other stuff for my own personal use from, the book sale that did this, they do this once a year here in Wichita Falls, and it supports the Literacy Council.
Yeah.
And they teach reading to adults and others.
Yeah.
So it's a worthy cause. If you got something like that local to you, it's a great way to pick up disposable books.
Yeah.
I just noticed something else about this cover.
Oh no.
Have I given you all the lecture on cover versus concealment? Only thing that tree trunk's protecting is him from the gooblies down.
Yeah.
There's a lot of important stuff north of your gooblies.
And that is a punky log.
Yeah.
I don't know how much protection
Also,
it's going to get.
his boots in the fire.
Minor problem.
He's about to come out from behind that log. And that the 6 inches, well, 4 inches, it's a guy, of cover are not going to help once he comes out from behind that log because his foot's on fire.
Picky, picky, picky.
I'm just, if you're going to do it right.
Yeah.
And speaking of, where's that friggin' bamboo? No, not going there.
Oh.
Okay. So
that is just a bad cover.
That is bad in so many ways.
It is.
well, I tell people we're actually in the golden age of publishing now, because that cover is from a time when they really didn't understand covers.
This was the 7th printing in April of 1976.
They didn't understand covers because that's a bloody awful cover.
Well, I mean, it is. This book was originally published in 1954.
It would
And
be
then-
interesting.
And then Bantam picked it up in 55. And
It would be interesting to
they
see what the
reprinted
original
it.
cover was.
Probably something similar.
No, not necessarily, because
think
it
so.
wasn't published by the same publishing house originally.
That thing's got to have an 8-ounce trigger pull. Look at the travel distance of that
I
trigger.
know.
And is that a screw or the magazine release?
That looks like a screw, not a magazine release.
So I'm not. People say, yeah, we can tell you're doing AI because your guns don't look realistic. Have you seen 1970s covers?
Yeah.
Also, if you're doing a science fiction cover, then the guns can look like whatever I damn well want them to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh my, I don't think the earlier versions were any better.
She found early versions.
I'm not going to comment.
This is a very early version of the Bantam cover there. Since it was priced at 25 cents and this one was priced at $1.50, I would say that this is probably the 1950s version.
Oh, that is very definitely a 50s cover.
Oh,
Yeah.
But honestly, not that much better.
Again, they really didn't understand covers.
Yeah.
We're in the golden age. We're starting to understand all this stuff.
Well, but the problem is, and we know this because we've had it happen to friends that got traditionally published. The only people that get the good covers are your top authors.
I'm not exactly sure that they're actually getting good covers.
Some of them are.
Yeah, some of them.
Some of them
And
aren't.
some of them are getting.
I saw a cover that they put on a best-selling author just recently,
Yeah.
and it made me wince.
Yeah.
Because
Don't make Cedar wince.
Well, and it's it's also a case of what artist they have on a string, and that artist's ability to paint something in that genre.
And a lot of them aren't painting anymore. They're using plastic dollies and then overpainting.
Yeah.
They're rendering, doing 3D
Yeah.
renders, 3D model renders. That's why you get that really shiny plasticky render to
Yeah.
them. Because I mean, honestly, this was never an expensive cover. And I'm not sure of the era, but when that was put on a Rex Stout, nobody paid a whole lot for that.
I'm willing to bet that cover right there,
From 1954.
Yeah.
they swapped out lettering and yeah, that's a
Well, I mean, again, with it's probably clip art or very quickly drawn.
Yeah.
There is some design to this, but not a whole lot. They were going to sell that book based on the fact that it was a Rex Stout.
Yeah.
So it really didn't matter
People,
what.
people were going to buy it no matter what the cover looked like.
Yeah. And
Right.
David brings up a good point. Richard Wynn, a friend of ours, was criticized for having an unusual style gun on his science fiction cover.
Mm-hmm.
I had somebody tell me, excuse me, sweetie. Somebody told me that they could tell that was a AI because the guns were wrong.
No, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Yeah.
And the pinup noir stories are not anchored in any particular time.
No,
Yeah.
And there are science fiction and fantasies. In fact, we got a negative review because it's not noir because there's fantasy and science fiction in it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that tells you, that's one of those reviews that tells you far more about the reviewer
Yeah.
than it
Oh, yeah.
does about the book.
Yeah. And Nancy says stylized 50s covers were what bullet boob bras were the 50s, historical costumes to film and TV. And the artists are so wrapped up in the current art trend,
Yeah.
they can't see how tone deaf they are. True.
we got some caustic comments regarding the décolletage of our from the ladies. The guys saw boobs and were happy. The ladies had issues with her boobs.
This lady is the artist that enhanced those boobs. Thank you
Apparently,
very much.
apparently not enough, according to some of the ladies that
Not going there.
we did. It's like
I like pinup art. I have studied pinup
her
art.
boobs are too saggy. None of the guys have.
Oh,
For somebody that
I
age-
saw this too saggy comment, and I'm like, why does it automatically have to be a pinup? Then she has to be in her early 20s and perky as all. And frankly, at 20, I was not that perky because I was a big chested woman.
Yeah.
So
Well, you could have put them in a bullet bra.
I could have.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
There were several comments from ladies along that. It's like none of the guys seem to have minded.
Yes, Nancy. The women were bitching about her being saggy. Yes.
It's like
And honestly, it's either she's older than I think she is, or she's just not wearing the foundational garments that would keep you high and proud.
again,
Because- and
every
that's a topic we've covered in the broadcast, so I won't inflict it on the guys because
Thank you.
every guy we showed this to is in love with that. Every guy, nobody, no guy I've ever seen has said a damn thing about her boobs other than, oh,
Well, the fact she's a redhead, which takes her off my list.
also, oh.
And
That's all. Guys, they see that? Duh. Women have boobs are too saggy.
hey, we have a one-track mind, okay? Well, actually, 2 tracks, but
I was going to say, obviously, at this point, I need to design a cover that is from a different angle.
And looks like the chat has gone right off the.
half track. 3 tracks.
Well,
but
I mean, you talked about the long arm books with
Yeah.
the half naked
Yeah.
women on them. You knew what you were getting when you picked that
Oh,
book
yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah.
oh
that,
yeah,
that book was not false advertising.
No.
nope. You knew exactly what you were going to get.
You knew exactly what you were getting. And the pinup noirs, again, I'm trying to design a book that has a femme fatale
Yeah.
as my lead character in the stories.
And a
And,
femme fatale
and so,
is not going to be.
and so far, from everybody's reactions, she hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
Though these are, move my fingers. These are pinup covers, and
Yeah.
most of the male side of the species apparently except for a
I bet-
couple of the Latin loafers ones, apparently quite happy with the covers.
And I suspect that most of the female readers are fine with it as well.
Yeah.
Because the job of the cover is to get you to read the blurb. The job of the blurb is to get you to read the first chapter, or in this case, sample of the first stories. And then from there, it goes. So all I have to do with the cover is catch people's attentions.
Yeah.
And that's what those covers do. And the Space Cowboys you've got down under that, same thing, only a slightly different tactic with them. This is bright, bold colors, a lot of contrast. It's immediately obvious that this is not a Western novel, but it is also Western.
Western adjacent, shall we
Yeah.
say.
Western adjacent. I used Western fonts
Yeah.
for the titles and such of those, and Western motifs in the cowboys and the cows. The cows are more than half bubble off plum, but they're still cows.
Because it's science fiction, they've got to be half a bubble off plum.
Yeah.
There was one cover that I really liked that I almost went with, was the herding the octopuses, octopoids, octopi, cephalopods.
Mhm.
Anyway, herding the giant floating thingies. It was like that's a hell of a science fiction cover right there.
Yeah.
And then she came up with one that was better.
RK says one of the writers group was offended by the Hildebrand picture, so she refused to write or submit a noir story. And she's
Good.
an old feminist.
Good. We wouldn't have liked it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that it's a self-selection.
Yeah.
If the cover of the pinup noir offends you, the stories inside are probably going to offend you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is, along with attracting a book cover, it should attract the right kind of reader to
Yeah.
it and repel the wrong kind.
Yeah.
You don't get bad reviews from people that are
Yeah.
like, it was a strong female and not in the way I approve of.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started. Oh,
Yes, you've noticed that trend too, haven't
No,
you?
one of my reviews on the Gray Man.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a man with tits because of the strong woman characters. I would like to introduce some of those assholes to a few of the women that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. You've been following the Hannah Barron
Yeah.
controversy. There is
I have not, so I'm curious.
there's an Alabama girl named Hannah Barron, and she got famous about 10 years ago for a catfish noodling video.
Yeah.
Where she's a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
And she's pulling a catfish out of the water with her bare hands. And she parlayed that. She's a smart little thing. Parlayed that into a fortune. And she does these. She's an Alabama country girl. She noodles, she hunts, and she's building a house.
Yeah.
Well, this Lebanese beauty queen contestant went on Twitter, said that this is just a man with boobs.
What?
Yeah.
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 I'm sorry.
Yeah, catfish that was damn near bigger than she is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find the video. She
Yeah.
sounds like my kind of gal.
Hannah Barron? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
I mean, so I grew up. I learned how to hunt, fish,
Yeah.
trap. I helped my family homestead in the wilderness, quite literally. And it's. I mean, we gardened, we canned, we cooked. I was very much a tomboy. Oh, I love it. That is awesome.
Yeah. All right. What noodling is, yes. Noodling is where you reach into the hole
Mm-hmm.
in the bank of the creek
Mm-hmm.
and feel around and let the catfish bite your ass. And then you drag the son of a bitch out of the hole
Mm-hmm.
with the catfish fighting all the way.
Yes.
And what you try to do is get your hand in there deep enough
Mm-hmm.
that you can get through the gill and have something to yank on.
she actually gives a class on how to do it
Yeah.
because she's a Southern belle.
Yeah.
It's like she put a catfish her size on, and they put boxes in lakes.
Yeah.
So she's shoulder deep in water. I think she's 5 foot tall. She's
Mhm.
either 5 or 5'1". She's shoulder deep in water. She goes into the water. She puts her hand in there and feels around until it bites
Yeah.
her, and then she runs her hand all the way through and out the gill,
Yeah.
and then grabs.
With her
and
other
then
hand.
and then usually her dad has to help her.
Yeah.
'Cause she's not a
Because
little
she's
big.
tiny.
Yeah.
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 And those were big catfish. But
And it might be a catfish, might be a snapping turtle. You can tell the different sizes of the holes if you know what you're feeling.
Well, and not only that, but the ones that her and her dad go after are blue cats.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
blue cats are predators. They're not
Yeah.
bottom feeders. They actually hunt other fish. And she'll show pictures, and she'll have the skin off her arm
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the tooth plates of the catfish.
Mhm.
But she's and this idiot bimbo went after her. It's like,
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, this is one of those things where you ignore. Don't feed the trolls. I
well,
mean,
she had this very nice response. It's like,
Yeah.
she's
Oh, I'm not saying that
She's a
Hannah
Southern
shouldn't
girl.
have a nice response because I'm sure there was a hint of bless your heart.
there was more than a hint.
Yeah. That's also a good
That's
point.
also not a big catfish, guys.
Yeah. Dan is right. She also hated her Southern accent.
Yeah, she was hating this girl's Southern
Yeah.
accent. And a whole bunch of guys are going, okay.
Yeah. From New Jersey. So
It's what that is that was a play for attention.
Yeah.
And she got it.
And she got it.
Yeah, she got crap ton attention.
And,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm always like, don't feed the trolls.
Mm.
well, and
Don't.
what was that idiot show out of New Jersey? One of those Real World, whatever the hell they were.
Oh, with the oh God.
Real Housewives.
No,
That's the only one I can think of that had the word real. in the
Snooky and
Snooky.
Snooky, whatever the hell her name was.
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore, yeah.
Yeah, I only know it because David Bach apparently watches it.
Oh, yeah. It's bullshit shows like that.
Yeah.
Except those are actual New Jersey people. And it shows just how stupid they are
No.
Well,
and how inbred
Yeah.
they really are.
I mean, those again it's all about the drama. That's
Yeah.
what gets viewers.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that I notice with my with my random YouTube
Yeah.
videos while I'm working, because things will come up and the the headline of the video will be all dramatic.
Yeah.
And the video itself will be meh.
Yeah.
Clickbait.
And it's exactly what it is. It's clickbait.
Yeah.
And I tend to avoid those if I'm actually selecting something to watch, but it throws up the next thing
Well,
automatically.
most of those reality shows are bullshit anyway. So
Right.
Dan says, I cannot count the number of times I've heard guys mention a girl's sexy Southern accent. I have never heard anyone say sexy New Jersey accent.
Point.
True.
Oh, what is her name? The actress that did the car identification in the. Thank you.
Mia Sorvino, for those that didn't hear.
The movie about they have to identify the car because
Yeah.
the Utes
Yeah.
were on trial. I can't remember the name of the movie for the life of me. My cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what it is. She's cute,
Yeah.
and the accent is cute, but very harsh and
Yeah.
it
nasal.
made me want to climb the walls.
Yeah.
And it was only cute because she's cute.
Yeah.
That's
It
my
still
point.
wasn't. Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
No, it was not cute. It's
And we've wasted another hour of your time.
makes me
Damn.
wants me to get a Q-tip and poke that annoying voice out of my head.
Yeah.
Shut up, or I'll poke you with a Q-tip again.
Reality TV happened because of the first writer strike. Yeah, that too. Anyway, folks, today went down some strange paths.
No kidding.
And I finally get to eat
told
my
you
pie.
I told you I had a surprise for you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
When you
More
say
than
that,
one.
I worry.
Well, I mean, honestly, the squoozy, I was a little worried about myself.
How's it flat?
Because
I can out of
because
it.
It's an actual squirrel.
It's an
Yeah.
actual squirrel. Rita wants to
Nope.
see.
The eyes should light up.
I mean,
It's the perfect place for some LEDs.
Yeah.
it is. it
Rita is
is.
plotting and scheming.
It's remarkably odor free.
Yeah.
So
We used a
I
good
didn't know
tanning
squirrel- it's
process.
so soft.
Squirrels
That's
are very
cool.
soft.
Hopefully, it only had one bad day.
So remember,
It's
folks.
a pretty good sized squirrel. I'm sure it lived a good life.
I think every time I shove a can in there, I'm probably gonna have a bad day.
It's not having any kind of day anymore.
As we're petting things, it's time for Jim's outro.
Remember, don't pet the sweaty stuff,
Oh,
and
that would
don't.
be good anthology, petting Zool. Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry.
Petting Zool.
Destructor of worlds. Sorry.
Y'all have a good
I'm trying to figure
weekend.
out if we could use Zool because it might be copyrighted. However,
We're going away
We
now.
spell it differently.
okay, spell it differently.
It's Southern. We can put in about 40 more dish songs. Zool. We're petting Zool. Petting. It's like petting zoo.
Oh.
Look at our monsters. We got bunches of them. Bunches.
Y'all have a good weekend, folks. We'll see you later.
Oh,